As you mentioned, Marcello, the amount of talent that we have here is just incredible. Joo Ho is just sort of one of the kind of new up-and-coming players of this generation as we go back to us here
just
for just a moment.
To quickly fix the names and life points.
Yeah, we just have a slight technical issue. But yeah, they have started play here just now. We'll be back there in just a moment. Joo Ho, one of the sort of most up-and-coming players recently over the last year or so, especially with the release of Power of the Elements. He was absolutely tearing things down, playing Tier Limit across the multiple different formats over last year, getting very good results, and of course getting into the World Championship final this year. A great talent, and I'm sure he'll make a name for himself regardless of the outcome of this matchup.
Absolutely, and as you mentioned, I mean, for anybody who just tuned in, we did see both of them this weekend already on stream, so their decks are quite known, and although Joe tends to think there is a bad matchup, he is on the Labyrinth deck, not a surprise, while Joshua is playing quite a unique deck in this top cut. I mean, it's runic, so we know how much he loves those cards, and he just mixed them with bestials and, you know, some incredible tech cards that seems like are working out for him quite well.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of different engines being played here, and I guess most surprisingly, I don't believe there's any Rescue Ace left in top 8, right?
I think
there's one.
Only one.
One top.
Yeah.
It's crazy to
so
consider.
There's also tier, so our pick.
Yeah.
Did you pick Centurion this time around?
How's that going for you?
Not so much. Not so much, but actually, technically, we could say there is even more Rescue Ace because there is the only tier left, actually. I think he's playing the Rescue Ace package, which is quite interesting.
If he's going to win one, it's
I guess you both win and just lose. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, that's our pick here.
Yes, but before, I guess, jumping into the match, we can show the top 8 bracket real quick while we fix it. So this is what it's looking like. Obviously, we saw all of them, but we can also talk a little bit about the road that they had to face. Joshua knocked Simon E. We said it, top of Swiss. Still, he will walk home with the oversized another versus Glutonia, so nothing to complain about. But on the other end, Joo Ho also had quite the run, but we can move to the other side as well.
Yeah, this has been an incredible path taken here by these players. I mean, just so many different amazing talent that's had to be gone through here just because of the competition is just at its absolute highest. And now, you know, I wish we could just show all of the top 8 games.
Yeah,
I mean, look at this.
One.
Gabriel Nets versus Dinka Boy is going underway right now as well. Just titanic amount of talent in this top cut here. And over onto the next slide, we've got another incredible bracket.
Yeah, I mean, Paco was showing up. He won YCS Brazil this year, and also came up 3rd place at YCS Richmond. And maybe his first time playing here in Europe. He wins a YCS.
Could be. It happened before. And as you see here, again, Victor to end the last top 8. But as we mentioned, we will focus on the first of these matches, which is Joshua against Joo Ho. Let's go back because they are just starting off.
Back to the table here. Apologies for the slight technical error, but we are now starting off our play here. The first motion taken part is Joshua Schmidt, of course, winning the dice roll here. Big unfortunate start from Joo Ho, losing with a 1-1. And Josh going to start off with the Bestial Lebellion, adding the singular copy of the Bestial Magnamut. Potential usage in this matchup here, hitting the lovely the furniture pieces out of the graveyard. It's a lot of good utility here, but Josh is playing the Bestial Runic deck. It is
That's it?
But just one face down. Maybe what Joo Ho said, please break, didn't work.
I guess we take that trade. In the end phase, we're going to discard the Chandragleer plus the Infinite Impermanence. We do, in fact, actually have a starter here so that we can get our engine rocking and rolling for the next turn. The big welcome has been set directly from the deck, and now Joo Ho is going to be in a decent commanding position here. Joshua Schmidt, I'm not sure how many different hand traps he plays. There's probably Ash Blossom in his main deck, the synergy between the runic cards and hand traps can't be understood. That's a pot of extravagance at the start of main phase 1 here. Joo Ho with a dream start, all things considered, with that dice roll. Banishing 6 from the top of the deck here, and now you get to draw 2. Pot Greed is not a bad card.
What a start from him.
Yeah, this is as good as it gets, I think. And wow, really unfortunate hand from Josh here, as we also have picked up an Ariana, the best normal summon in the deck here, searching out any Labyrinth card. from your deck to your hand.
No response from Joshua. So
what do you think the overall game plan is for Labyrinth in this matchup? You know, there's so much like tricky things you need to deal with against the Runic deck, because there's a lot of protection with things like Fountain. It's kind of annoying to deal with Hugin protection, the advantage it generates. I mean, you'd think Labyrinth is the deck that generates a lot of advantage, but Runics are, I mean, 3 cards in one almost for each piece.
It basically depends on the trap lineup that you have, because we saw this weekend a lot of these Labyrinth players cutting on, you know, skill drain and some of these trap cards, and then it's all up to what you can get. Because in the side deck, most likely Duelists use Epidemic Virus, which is amazing. But in the main deck, that's not really popular this weekend, right?
Yeah, I think Joo Ho is siding the copy of Eradicator, so if at some point there may be, in this whole match here, the flipping of the Eradication. But we're going to actually set here the field spell, Labyrinth. And that's going to get double value with the Lovely for multiple destructions. And I think this matchup, you're going to see a lot of back and forth interaction. There's going to be so much taking away of resources and generating, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. You enter battle phase, right?
Yeah. Just a nice little poke for 16 here. Could go for the big welcome as well, potentially.
Joshua's thinking whether he wants to take this damage or no. He does go for a Bestials. What does he target? Because there is also a chance to play around that, potentially. Let's see.
So Joo Ho sort of has to make the decision here. Do I save my Stovey Torby and prevent the Magnamut from coming down, or will I go for the Lovely to get the added sort of bonus of having the destruction effect here? Because if the Magnamut hits the field and the Lovely does as well, you are going to be able to actually destroy the Magnamut and it won't trigger. So that's an option. Oh, actually goes for the duality that's set here. That card not really... that sort of acted as a bit of a... how would you say? A tech card, right? Yeah. For the deck here. And something like that kind of... Oh, we've also got the Bestial Druid's Worm. Just a big hand of Bestials. Very fortunate that Josh's turn wasn't really great. But because we've drawn a lot of Bestials, we can get value out of the Darks.
The only thing is, I think... Did Joshua even activate the Magnamut? Because it looked as if he chained that right away, but then the sequence would have been that you need to declare first the Magnamut and then chain the Druid's Worm, you know? Didn't look to me as if he did declare that, but we'll find out later on, I guess.
Probably just on resolution, right? You can use the quick effect.
The problem is that you need to chain it to the Chandelier gear, because they are both, you know, trigger effects.
Both triggering?
Yeah.
Okay.
But whatever, we'll find out. Regardless, they are close friends, so there is also the chance that, you know, Joe was like, it's fine, whatever.
All right, so punching over the Magnamut here. Druid's Worm is slightly annoying to deal with because it hits the graveyard. It will be sending a card. But
yeah, Memphis Jew, we can get something back, and it is again the big welcome.
Ooh.
Wow.
First set.
That's a huge...
Great turn.
Yeah, no, that set 3 cards is massive here.
And yeah, Joe just gonna take a read at this duality, and then Joshua is gonna add the dragon.
Imagine if he has the Ice Dragon Prison.
Yes.
Yeah, that is actually
that would
one of the
literally
main
be a Dragon Prison at this point.
Oh wow, okay, looks like Josh has just drawn a handful of Bestials here. Actually, no, sorry, this is the search in the end phase for the Magnamut to get the 3rd Lebellion. And that's going to probably search out another Bestial, and hopefully Josh has seen a Runic card at this point. That would be really good for him.
Yeah, but it might be too late, because if you see just one, you need a card to discard to just get the Fountain, and then he only has 3 cards in his hand at the moment, I believe.
I think Joo Ho is deciding whether or not he wants to go in the standby phase here. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a very early big welcome. And, well, I mean, you have so many options here. You've got the Coup Clock that's available to be added back if you can trigger one of the furniture. You can special summon basically anything out of the deck here, maybe potentially the Lady, or rather the Ariana to get the Lady. That's going to give you more value, but actually goes for the furniture here. We're going to go for a Stovey Torby to bounce to the hand and then destroy the Druid's Worm with the Labyrinth. And then also Lovely gets a destroy as well.
Wow. Yeah. Nice sequence here from...
great stuff here by Joo Ho. Let's take a look at this Knipe, though. This one is important.
3 cards in hand. It's the middle one. It is...
Duality.
Is that another Duality? Oh, gosh.
What a hand that was, yeah.
Actually truly has bricked here. That is not a good hand at all from Josh.
But now at least he gets to get rid of this Lovely, and there is hope, at least a little bit.
All right, let's double check the grave effect of duality, which is banish this from the graveyard and target a light and a dark in your grave, and then shuffle both into the deck
Yeah,
and
you get it.
draw
And there
one.
was the call by.
Oh, wow. Okay, so let's see. Do we still get the target a light and the dark shuffle both into
Yeah,
the deck?
yeah, it
so
doesn't
you
resolve.
don't. Yeah, you do not get the draw here based on that PSET. So Joo Ho has kind of everything to respond to this. Wow.
Yeah, especially because like now Josh is left with one copy, which is not. Yeah,
And he passed back.
Pass back. Nibiru in the hand here, discarding with the Stovey Torby, getting a regular welcome from the deck here.
Yeah, this is brutal from Joo Ho. I mean, he did say it, please brick. that works, I guess. So.
And then extravagance, turn after turn, drawing once more Pot of Greed in this deck with basically no downsides. I mean, sacrificing maybe Chaos Angel, I suppose. Only 3 cards left in the deck. Did he go for 6? It was 6, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Those are the only one remaining. Yep.
Literally like 2 cards in your extra deck that you need in this deck. It's basically just Muckraker and the Chaos Angel.
And do you really need them? That's the thing.
Yeah.
When you
nice
resolve
bonuses.
Yeah, when you resolve 2 extravagance, probably you're good without them anyway.
Oh, we have a Shuffler as well with discarded off of the Chandraglyph. That's more disruption.
Yeah.
Shufflers can put back Runic cards that have been targeted with the Fountain. We can put back Bestial targets, Lebellion. I mean, so much value here.
Those are by far the best cards he has as attack cards in his deck against Joshua's
Trigger the Coup Clock, add it back. I mean, this is looking extremely grim here.
And you can see Joshua kind of smiling. He knows what's up. So
this is really, really rough here, unfortunately. Welcome after, I believe we're in the battle phase right now. Yeah, I mean, Joo Ho did point out that it's a really bad matchup for him, but I suppose if your opponent doesn't really do much, then it becomes quite a positive matchup here. It's been quite favorable.
Becomes a humble matchup.
Yeah. Are you guys gonna let me live that down?
no.
All right, there's the Ball Drake here targeting. We can dodge with the Shuffler here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually just incredible because you can just summon from deck with the big welcome anyway. Oh, this is.
That was kind of a
rough.
tell because Joshua did not use his Lebellion, so it was at this point almost guaranteed that the last Bestial was also in the end, and that was the case.
Yeah.
So very unfortunate. And it's basically 2 dualities on all the Bestials he plays. So
putting back the Lovely into the deck, summoning it back out with the big welcome, just completely for free.
Flexing on him almost.
Yeah. And then triggering everything in the grave here.
Yeah, then gonna get rid of 1 more card from Joshua's hand, and
There's a Lebellion. The last card in hand is a Ball Drake. And I don't even know what you can possibly top deck in this situation.
Yeah.
Try and summon the Ball Drake again, bring out the Lebellion, something like that. Yeah, it's very hard to just find like one singular good top deck in this situation.
Yeah, and now we said more. I think this is just, a formality at this point, and it will be Joo Ho who advances at least with this game one. Only 500 life points, 1 more draw.
Yeah, I think like in the long term, it's probably fine for Josh to keep trying to play this. You never know what can happen. Your opponent can mess things up. You might be able to see a dream top deck. But also a really back and forth interactive matchup like this, at least, when you get to play.
And that's it.
Yeah, no, that's the last card.
1-0 to Joo Ho. Yep.
Joshua Schmidt faltering here as Joo Ho takes game number 1 in this top 8. It's quite a convincing victory, but also, these things happen. You will just eventually not draw the cards that you need to see.
You sit at the top 8, you roll your dice, snake eyes, you definitely don't feel good, but then your opponent bricks, and that's sometimes Yu-Gi-Oh! And we'll take it. So now we can talk about the side decks. We already mentioned what the plan from the Labyrinth deck might be, but what do you think about Joshua?
There's a card in that side deck we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Shall we spoil it? No.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
No, maybe not.
Maybe if it,
Maybe not. Maybe let me not.
But it will be this one, honestly.
Yes,
in my opinion. Apart from the other ones, I can't really.
Yeah, it seems like he only has one card in his side deck for this matchup, but oh boy, is that a card. But
that'll
again,
be a throwback. We'll see if it ends up coming down here. Now, on the side of
though,
Joo Ho, I think his sort of main deck is kind of designed to just sort of, be quite a good contender in this matchup regards. I think you bring in Eradicator regardless if you're going second. I think it's really important. Do you think you bring in something like Droll against Runic turn 1? It's kind of weird, right?
I was never a fan, honestly, because they can use it in the draw phase, the Yugin, and then I don't really like it, because it depends on the other engine usually. Against Runic by itself is not the best, so if the other engine, searches a lot, then it's good. Joshua's deck is kind of an in-between, but I do think his own copies of the Bestials might actually be interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was going to point out. I think the Bestials are incredible against Josh's deck here, because there's Josh is essentially playing a Bestial deck with the Runic engine, but also supplemented with the Quem and the Cartesia as a synchro engine.
Yeah.
And hitting those light and dark monsters is really, really strong. So I think Joo Ho's definitely going to want to bring in those Bestials for this matchup here in the Eradicator. Probably taking out that Nibiru. I don't think,
I don't think it's needed,
popping off too hard with that.
No, for sure. But as you can see, it's taking a bit of time. It's not an obvious matchup. I want to say it was probably the only one in the top 64 with the deck, right? And it's definitely something we have not seen at all this weekend. So you can see how, you need to take a little bit of time to just improvise your strategy. And hopefully, that goes well. But at the end of the day, you still have game 3 if things turns around. And that gives you a bit of confidence here. But without further ado, I think they're almost done with their side decks. So let's find out who will be the winner of game 2.
Welcome back, everyone. If you're just joining us here now, we are currently in top 8 of YCS Bologna. We've got the world champion of Macedo, Joshua Schmidt, against world competitor Joo Ho A here. Joo Ho took down game 1 with an unfortunate opening hand from Josh, and we're gonna give it another shot here and see if maybe Josh can open something a little bit more convincing there. Try and show off this strategy to a little bit more of a stronger extent as we activate the effect of Freezing Curses, special summoning out of the deck, out of the extra deck, the copy of Hugin, discarding another.
Ooh,
infinite
impermanence. This might be a big one. Let's see.
Huge disruption here as we stop the. Oh, we already hard drew the fountain. That's massive. Oh wow. Okay, if we have another Runic card to trigger this fountain, that's going to be huge.
I think he might have passed. Because I think Joe is thinking now, maybe on a furniture. Yeah, this might be it. I think Joshua passed.
Oh, wow, passes on the fountain. And yeah, Joo Ho just going with the Kuklog into the Chandragleer, getting the trap from the deck in the end phase. Runic Destruction baited! That's incredible! Oh, wow! The read on that. That is amazing. Now the Runic Destruction results destroying the trap card. We can't actually use it because we didn't have... Did we hit a lovely? We hit a lovely off the top of the Runics. Oh, wow, that is karma here. And then on the new chain, the Runic Fountain gets to activate and target 3 in the graveyard. And now we get to draw 3 cards. Wow. What an incredible display of reading there.
But we used the Kuklok first, right?
Yeah.
Because then... You couldn't have just chained it?
Do you not need to control No,
because otherwise... Let me check.
Let's double check the text
on the
clock. I think so, but I think you need to control a Labyrinth card in order to use that trap, right?
No. Yeah?
In order to use the trap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. All right, so moving on here, Joo Ho is going to begin the turn with a normal summon Ariana, so huge destruction coming out in the end phase there, and now we can, well, it's some kind of commiseration
this is now
here.
Super rough. Basically a double bait with the impermanence and then the destruction, and yeah, this was a huge risk. I mean, Joe thought about it, but wow.
Runic Dispelling here, this could hit something very important out of the hand here. We're going to chain the Kuklok and chain the Stovey Torby.
Makes sense.
As well as a trap card to discard set from the deck here again. I'm curious what Joo Ho's hand advantage is here. He might be complete. I don't think he has any
0 cards because
yeah,
Dispelling would have discarded 1,
Yeah, so actually, that's also, really good play from Joo Ho there, dodging the Dispelling. But regardless, it is still a valuable card in the grave, because if Josh drew into any other runic and then trigger it again to draw 2 more, Joo Ho's going to be quite low on resources right now. But we do have the coup clock that is active. Brings itself back here from the discard of the Stovitorbi. The trap card is live. Let's see if Josh does have a response for this, though. Thinking on resolution here. No, doesn't look like it. Looks like we're going for a Link Summon here into Relinquish to Anima. And that is a flashing fire from the hand. Destroy a special summon monster on the field here. Do we have more runics to draw 3, or are we just going to go for the draw 2?
No,
Change the welcome into Ash Blossom! And Joyous Spring, the most important hand trap against Labyrinth. Denying the special summon out of the deck here, and I think Joo Ho is just down to an Ariana.
Yeah,
and the Relinquished.
Yeah. Yeah, this might be a quick one, honestly. It doesn't seem like he's got too
Yeah, we
much.
don't even have a discard for Muckraker. Okay, gonna chain Big Welcome here to bounce the Ariana to the hand. Yeah, Flashing Fire resolves. We're gonna hit a couple off the top of the deck. There goes the one-off Magnamut as well. So Lovely and Magnamut gone this game here. So because we bounced the Ariana to the hand, we now get to trigger both of our furniture here. We got the Chandragleer and the Stovitori back to the hand. Into Runic Tip. Tip from the hand. That's the best one. We get to get a search here. And now the Fountain potentially. I think this is definitely where you'll use the Fountain here to draw 3 cards.
This is so much advantage from Joshua.
Yep, there it is. Runic Fountain resolving to draw 3 from the top of the deck here. Every single turn you can draw this many cards. It's absolutely crazy. We haven't even seen the synchro plays yet come out from Josh. Which just goes to show you just how good the Runic cards are versus Labyrinth.
That's from a moment in which basically it was quite over.
Yeah, I mean, we thought like that wasn't the greatest or strongest opening at all from Josh, but it can't be understated just how good that end phase Runic Destruction bait was.
This might be it, right? And that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Scoops it up. Joo Ho realizes he is far behind in resources and concedes game number 2 here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go into a game number 3. Wow, that is exciting.
Yeah, what a start to this top 8, honestly. We mentioned it. 2 amazing players. None of them was going to go down without an effort and without a fight. And this is exactly what's going on here. You can see the large crowd gathering to watch this amazing match live here at Bologna. But now, it all comes down to this last 5 cards for one of these duelists. They will be knocked out and the other one will advance to the semi-final. But it's Joo Ho.
Yeah, game number 3 here. This is going to be really exciting because I did want to see Joo Ho go first post-siding. The all-important Eradicator Epidemic Virus in the side deck might be coming out here. Can we resolve it turn 1 against a spell deck?
Yeah, I mean, he's looking forward to it, honestly. I mean, I think he's not going to change his side deck that much. Because, like, I think it's going to be the same cards as he sided him in the second game. Yeah, I mean, we really need to capitalize on the Eradicator, honestly. Yeah,
absolutely. That's the most important card here.
And still, I mean, there's the...
For Josh, there is
still one card.
There's still one card, and maybe...
We will
see.
Yeah.
But,
maybe we could see it. Yeah.
All right. This is going to be an exciting duel here. I can't wait to see who takes this down here. This has been an incredible game too, at least if not for game 1. Unfortunate brick there, but you know that was just an incredible back and forth, and Josh really showing the expertise and experience from some of those plays there. So I think our no, we're still siding up here. Yeah, no, game number 3. I mean, I think both players are probably quite used to the emotions, the highs, the lows that you can feel at this point in the game. Just got to stay in it and focus on the duel, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And as mentioned, they have both been multiple times at this stage before, but very different careers, as you mentioned. It's not often that a World Championship competitor is the underdog, but Joo Ho is one of those players who has been on a roll, but still missing that win. And the same cannot be said for Joshua, who obviously has been here multiple times before. But it is all down to one last game, 5 last cards for one of these 2 duelists. Let's find out who will advance to the top 4.
And it's game number 3 here with the final fist bump. Who will be taking this down? Joshua Schmidt, Joo Ho A in this last and final game for
okay,
this
and we see the
top 8
Butler right away, which is a great start.
Butler Ariana is a massive start, actually. We get to discard the Butler. That lets you set a trap from your hand, and you get to activate it this turn. Ariana gets you the welcome from the deck here. Now we're going to go big welcome, special summon. No Ash Blossom from Joshua Schmidt this time. Does get to resolve the big welcome, and that's a huge...
Big start.
Yeah, that's probably a massive swing right here in Joo Ho's favor. Let's see if Josh can counter this, because we are going to have a card sniped out of our hand right now. Let's see if we can see any interesting techs or side deck cards coming out here.
Wow. Let's take a look. 5 it is, and it's Runic Destruction. Okay, not the best, not the worst.
Yeah, I don't think you're too upset about hitting a Runic card. At least Flashing Fire is kind of nice to have here, but that's going to be set 3. Did we hard draw it? Can we set it up? End phase? Magnamod.
Why? The one Magnamod it is.
Yeah, there goes Butler here. Magnamod in the end phase gets a search for a dragon. That's most likely going to get the Bestial Libellion from the deck. Very important card that you access in the graveyard. Discarding, adding from deck to the hand, special summoning onto the field, and getting the Regained up, which we have not seen yet in this duel, but it is actually a massive part of Josh's strategy. We didn't even get to talk about it, but Josh is playing Cartesia, Quem, and the Regained, which is like a whole point of the strategy is to do sort of a synchro style deck.
Are we gonna see anything in the draw phase from Joo?
Yeah, no, standby phase coming up here. Do we go straight into the main phase, or is Josh going to go
Doesn't seem like it.
Nothing here in the main phase. Does he
have
it?
Thinking.
Does he have it? Main phase
thinking
1.
About it.
No, doesn't look like it. All right. Starts with a Bestial Libellion discard to add from deck to the hand here. No targets left for the Bestials that we search here. We ideally want to leave this Libellion in the grave.
Yeah, but for now we don't see the Eradicator play we talked about, and
So I think, what is it we have set? Welcome, big welcome, and a mystery spell.
Oof, but there is a Droll and Lockbird. Wow,
Okay.
let's see.
Yeah, keeping the Droll and Lockbird in, or bringing it in rather from the side deck here is quite important, because this matchup you will be drawing a lot of cards. So we might be forced into some synchro plays here potentially. We'll see just exactly how Josh plays it out. Lots of Runic cards do have the ability to facilitate some of those nice extra deck plays, as we lead first and foremost with Libellion, a free special summon built in from the graveyard. Do we have anything on summon? We probably want to try remove this to stop the Regained from hitting the field.
The Regain is so strong. Let's see if there is a response from this.
Do you think it's worth maybe just letting this resolve and then hitting the Regained so that it's gone for good? Rather than just hitting the Libellion? Because at least that way, you know, it's not going to be able to be recurred.
Yeah, but this way around you can actually still access the Eradicator combo if you want. So this is all down to Joshua.
Big welcome. Do we have? We need to probably chain something in resolution
you can
here.
Chain a Bestial, or you can
Freezing
chain. Okay,
curses.
that's a good one.
Yep. Okay. So trap is being chained. Oh, I think they're double checking that you can't respond to normal trap cards, right? But double check the text on Lovely here.
It says monster effects.
Yeah, okay, so it's just monster effects. So we can use the Freezing Curses in response here. Let's see, we hit off the top. We got a Daruma Cannon, that's a one-of. That's one of the...
That's a big...
it's kind of crazy things about the Runic cards is that they all do 3 different things. They either have some sort of utility on the field, they can special summon from the extra deck, so it's instant fusion and a card, and a random banish off the top here, so a ton of value that these things offer you.
As expected, we had the Crew Clock, which means the last card should be something that we can use, right? No, it doesn't go for it. Interesting. Okay.
There's the Regained being set up here, and that is a massive portion of the Bestial strategy, is resolving Regained multiple turns, getting multiple searches with Magnamod, and recycling back into the deck to draw. If you enjoy drawing cards, this is definitely the deck for you. That's the whole point of the strategy, and it looks like we're not going to be using anything on Joo Ho's side to stop this Regained.
Okay, and a Slumber coming down.
Third Runic in the graveyard. But also, this is most likely going to try and go for the fountain.
Ooh,
Is that a dimensional barrier? Okay, all right. That was what the last mystery card was.
And I think...
So I think Joo Ho waited because he was unsure if maybe Josh would have another chainable card. Because he really wants to try resolve this lady here.
We know about the... Yeah,
we do have the bestial Druid's Worm.
Yeah, and we can chain that. I think Joe thought that he couldn't, but this might be a big of a misstep because now the Lovely is negated. And if he used it in the same chain, it wouldn't have still resolved, you know? And so he could not chain the bestials. But now he can because obviously Lovely is negated.
Yeah,
so
that's actually a huge point here. Joo Ho probably should have used that in response to the freezing curses, as you mentioned, because then you would have been guaranteed to get your lady search, and then the lady would get you the Eradicator, and the Cook Clock is already resolved, so we would get a free trap from the deck, essentially, but that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, bit of an unfortunate play here, maybe from Joe, but...
SP Little Knight is summoned to the field here, and Druid's Worm can activate now to send the card from the field to the graveyard, potentially putting the lady back into the grave. Quite annoying to deal with from its targeting protection, but no sets on the field here. Josh opts to go for the Lovely instead.
That there's just one sec card, it seems, from Joshua. Obviously has to skip the battle phase yet.
So he's under Droll and Lockbird, but can you return the Magnamon anyway? I don't think you can activate the regain to return, even if you don't draw, just because of the Droll and Lockbird having already previously resolved in this turn. If you're wondering why Josh has not drawn any cards, it's because of the all-important Droll.
And now we are back to Joe. He has obviously the big welcome, you know, compulsory-like effect. But ooh, another slumber. Okay, to protect.
Josh still not having access to that runic fountain. That's how you keep your resources up here. So unfortunate that he does not have access to that all-important draw engine, and we still have not seen a synchro play here.
Could big welcome it away, I guess, but he's thinking about what to do. Yeah.
So considering the effect of SP Little Knight, kind of banishes itself and the lady potentially.
Yeah, the thing is there is no face down, so yeah.
That's a labyrinth off the top of the deck here. More one-offs being hit. I suppose if you play so many one-offs like that in your deck, you are going to see them, but these are very fortunate runic banishes here. And does get to trigger the regain because we hit a light and a dark. Puts it back. Josh gets to draw another card. 2 in hand here. Going to go up to 3 on his turn. Normal summon Ariana. That's huge. Get to try and build up those resources again.
Yeah. At the same time, again, though, I don't know. We don't know the cards in hand, I think, outside of the Cool Clock, maybe. But, yeah, if he had a spell and trap, it would have been really nice to set that and then try to attack, because then the Little Knight would have been useless. But
all right, going for the Stovey Torby here. Activates the Cool Clock, and then activates the Stovey Torby for the second
draw. Okay.
Second Droll and Lockbird here. It's going to get the... that's Joo Ho's last card as we've depleted our hand, getting the big welcome from the deck onto the field. It is live this turn. We can bring back that Lovely, which is extremely important. Okay, so this is a real nail-biter here. Both players not looking like they're in the best of control. But that's an Ash Blossom off the top from that regained draw.
Yeah.
Oh,
big
so
top deck
fortunate.
From Joshua. Huge top deck.
Nice one.
Yeah, that really is a massive turn here. Joo Ho arguably was in a bit of a strong position. I think if we resolve that, we'd bring back Lovely. We'd trigger like 27 effects in the graveyard. But Ash Blossom coming down on the big welcome and passes turn. It looks like over to Josh here. Goes to the end phase, checks graveyard,
Huge
and
top
now
deck here. Let's see what he picks up.
If we can get Fountain access, Josh is going to be in a really, really strong spot. The deck is, the grave is filled with runics.
Yeah, he needs more bestials maybe. Let's see, because that could be the one. Otherwise, he doesn't have enough cards to activate the Yugin, you know?
Yeah, there's...
I think he has 2 cards in hand, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So still a while away from getting to that fountain and being able to resolve it. Unless we hard drew fountain maybe on another runic, that would work, but triggering regained again would be really strong.
It's a very close one. Ooh, and a Bestial is huge. That's one of the best ones, yeah. You needed a Bestial here, for sure.
Do we have a way to protect Lovely? No, we don't. Lovely has left the building. She is gone and banished, and I don't think we have a... Wait, there it is! Denko Seka! That's the card we were talking about in between side decking. A blast from the past. That is a throwback. We're still really hyped, I'm sorry, you know, but there's clearly no value here. Joo Ho doesn't have any set cards, but still, incredible to see Denko Seka being summoned in 2023.
Yeah, regardless, it made an appearance with it, so
there we go, she's here, using it as link fodder. Contact into a Chaos Angel. That's a light and a dark Chaos Angel, by the way, protected from monster effects as well as battle. Not too huge versus Labyrinth, because there are lots of traps that can deal with the Chaos Angel, but in such a simplified game state, it is going to be quite relevant here. Okay, choosing to use the big welcome in response to the Chaos Angel, targeting the lady, chaining the SP Little Knight, banishing itself and the lady until the end phase here. And the Saronir gets to dump a Baldrake from the deck to the grave now. And then that triggers the regained as well, so now Josh also gets to draw a card.
Yeah, this is big. Big.
If I'm not mistaken here, Josh is looking like we're in quite a good spot right now.
It's close.
If we get this fountain online, it's going to be massive.
It's close. He only has a card, pretty much. And it's a spell, but I can't quite tell which. Very close game. This one is down to the wire. It could be any one game, and it's a face down card. Now we'll skip the battle phase, I believe, and then it's back to Joo Ho.
Yeah, SP Little Knight returns here, and now Joo Ho is should return his lady here. No? Oh no, it was shuffled back to the regained. Yeah, of course. Yeah, so SP Little Knight just acting as a banish every turn, I suppose, if you have a light and a dark to get rid of. That is, yeah, what a ridiculous interaction, actually. Absurd. It's just one card on Joo Ho's side here. Double checking the text on Chaos Angel. Yep, it is going to be a problem. Some resources in the graveyard here. We might have a big welcome in there still.
Yeah, there is another one, but yeah, that might be the only line that he has, and that's not really a good one.
Yeah, I think we might need to go for big welcome on our own Ariana, so that we can at least get some value.
But then,
but then you're stuck in a hard place here.
Yeah, because again, the Little Knight is there, so it's tough.
Yeah, Little Knight with 1600 attack as well as Ariana, so it's not even like you can bait by going into the battle phase. Well, he's doing it anyway, I suppose. And I guess Josh will... Oh, right, of course! The Chaos Angel protects all dark monsters from being destroyed by battle, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, no! That's... things are turning from bad to worse here from Joo Ho. First with that trap interaction on that D-barrier, as you mentioned in the previous turn. Now, I think this experience and the nerves and emotions are getting in the way right now. This is not great from Joo Ho. This is really unfortunate.
Yeah, very unfortunate here from Joo Ho.
What do we have left? Linkery? Like, what can we do?
Anima, yeah.
Anima into not really much here.
Yeah, this is rough, and this is looking like now the entire game is looking towards Joshua.
Resolving the regained here.
Yeah,
normal summon Ku Klok. Oh, I didn't realize he was playing multiple Ku Kloks. Okay. What can you really do here? There's no cards in the hand for the discard of Muckraker. What Link 2 can you possibly make here? His own Little Knight, potentially? Little Knight targeting the regained. And that's one thing to get rid of. I mean, on the plus side, Joo Ho's is technically a higher rarity, so he's got that going for him. Maybe it banishes too, I don't know. There goes the regained now.
And that's it, I think. Yeah.
Pass turn.
Wow.
Oh no, Josh looks like he might be edging closer to victory here. 8,000 life points to take away. I think we didn't use a runic last turn, and we did skip our last battle phase, so we do have We do have the battle phase
We
here,
have the battle phase this turn, and this will be a bunch of damage, and only one more top deck for Joe.
35 into 16, plus the SP Little Knight and the Baldrake here dealing damage. Josh with a set card, a top deck, the Little Knight interaction. Not so relevant right now, I suppose, with the regain, but when you're in such a simplified game state, top decking, I mean, what can you really see here? Pot of Extravagance into Ariana?
Yeah,
into the dream, right? Like, you need absolute heart of the card custom draw here, basically, and the Runic Tip.
That's the tip as well.
Special summoning out the Jerry. Dualities away the Jerry. Okay, we get the Fabled Unicorn.
Wow.
And attacks with the Fabled Unicorn for
it.
game. That's it. GG. Joshua Schmidt takes away top 8 with a reverse sweep 2-0 on Joo Ho. Wow.
What a match.
game.
What a match.
Honestly, I mean, not expecting this at all. Joshua stay calm, and I mean, after losing game 1,
yeah,
congrats.
We could say not the Denko Sekka that we expected.
Link material.
It worked. It worked. It worked into that Chaos Angel, and overall, what a match it was. Very much everything that you can hope for a Yu-Gi-Oh match. It started with some drama, with the Snake Eyes into the brick from Joshua, and it looked as if Joe could walk away with it. But then game 2 was as quick as probably nothing else this weekend in terms of swift victories. And game 3, wow. Honestly, I think there is so much that both of these duelists can consider, and probably Joe will look back at a lot of the plays. There were a lot of different decisions to make, and I still think as probably, there were multiple lines in which you could have had an advantage, but
yeah, it's really unfortunate, especially when you get gifted a game, essentially. Josh really, kind of just gave away the game 1, indirectly by just not drawing anything. Joo Ho, all you had to do was win one more of the 2 games. You would have had it for yourself, but the game 2, yeah, it was full control by Josh in game 3. I think Joo Ho really just made too many missteps there.
I think so as well. Yeah, I think he had the opening to get into the top 4. If you think about it, he had the Butler, the Ariana, and the Droll Lock, which we really thought was going to pay in.
Don't think you can ask for better.
No, but I think the turning point was that dimensional barrier. I think the game maybe would have not been over, but it would have been completely different if you just chained the barrier there, because the Lovely was not negated yet, so Joshua could not answer with a Bestial, and then I think the entire game would have been completely
And even then,
around.
you could argue it was salvageable potentially, but then Josh top decked that Ash Blossom from regains, and I think that was what sealed it.
That changed the game once again entirely, but still, congrats to Joo Ho for the top 8. What a run, what a year for him it has been, and still, congrats. And Josh advanced into the top 4 now, and he has a chance to bring home another YCS title.
Yeah, but the competition is still fierce. We did mention it, and in our top 8 interviews that we have a stacked roster for this YCS. Even just the next match lining up, Joshua will be facing against the winner between Gabriel Nets and Dinka Bui. That's not an easy top 4 match.
That's another Titanic matchup. Yeah.
But regardless, thank you a lot, guys, for being with us with the top 8. But before we go on a break, let's hear it from Joshua and Ed.
Yes, I am here with Joshua, who's just advanced into the top 4 here at YCS Bologna with some serious main character energy going through that duel. Now, Josh, let's talk about that duel, because game 1, we saw that you did you brick game 1?
It was funny because before the match we were talking and he was like, that matchup was pretty bad for me unless you break. And I was like, I don't think my deck can do that. Like, I don't think my deck does that ever.
You jinxed it.
I did. That was my fault. Game 1 was my fault. I just threw like an impossible, no runic spell. I played like 17 of those. No access to the tuners, just Bestials and Duality.
And then in game 2, you pretty much out-resourced Joo Ho, but there were some really amazing exchanges. Talk to us about, especially after a slightly weaker start in game 1, how were you feeling in game 2 with all the exchanging?
It was, again, not the best possible start, because once again, I didn't have access to a tuner, so it was just a runic card. It's not even like much Bestial energy going on. So he could have very well taken that with a little bit of a better hand. I had the Ash though, which is really good against that deck. And so the game 2, runic cards are really good against Labyrinth cards. So that was, I think if that's a different matchup, maybe I might lose that with a hand like that, where I only have the runic cards, but against Labyrinth, it was enough, luckily.
It certainly was. Now let's talk about game 3, because there was a lot to happen here. So Joo Ho started really well with Butler and Ariana to start, so that's already a really good start for Labyrinth. But you managed to ash the big welcome. So then he just passed down, so that's already a huge moment. We then saw Denko Seka as well, which was a nice big throwback. And then your Chaos Angel protected SP. So do you want to just let people know what was happening with that interaction? Because there was a little bit of a misplay from Joo Ho.
Well, since Chaos Angel was made with light and a dark, it actually protects all the monsters by being destruction by battle. And he read the card, and the first effect is it makes synchro monsters unaffected by your opponent's monster effects, right? That effect only applies to synchro monsters. So he thought both effects only applied to synchros, but the battle destruction, battle protection one actually applies to all of your monsters. So he just lost the Ariana for.
Okay, and then obviously there was the big moment with your duality into the unicorn and then attack for game. So must be feeling pretty good. You're no stranger to topping these events, but how does it feel at this point going to the top 4? Do you feel nerves at this point, or do you feel pretty confident?
I am nervous. Yeah. I'd like to think the other 3 are probably going to be a little bit more nervous than I am, but I still feel very nervous, and I really want to take this home. And it's just 2 more, and the closer you get, the more excited you get. So,
dang right. Well, best of luck to you in those next matches. Let's hopefully see you in the final. Guys, don't go anywhere, because that top 4 feature match is hopefully going to be here very soon. And then after that, we're into the grand final of YCS Bologna. Don't go anywhere.